Hello, Internet, and welcome to episode 178, I think, of Verbal Graffiti with your host, Brian Glass, a.k.a. the B-Man, the People's Degenerate, Mark Sanchez. We are still a supporter of him here at Verbal Graffiti because he is a supporter of us, and we do not turn our back on our imaginary friends. And even though he may or may not have been inebriated and knocked out a 69-year-old and whipped his ass. And that's what Mark Sanchez did to that 69-year-old, whipped his ass. Now, was the 69-year-old still working a late night shift, just doing what he needs to do in an alley to put supplies from one place to another place that needs those supplies? I don't know. I am an American. And so is everybody else here at Verbal Graffiti. And here in America, you are innocent until proven guilty. Therefore, Mark Sanchez, former quarterback of the New York Jets, is innocent at this moment. But like Mark Sanchez, and I'll tell this to any celebrity or well-known person, all you need to get off the front pages or the front websites or social media trending. All you need, just some time, and another celebrity will stutter and do something against the law, possibly. Here comes Alec Baldwin, also a big supporter of Verbal Graffiti. Alec Baldwin may not have been inebriated and hit a tree. Stumbled, walked across the street. Again, we are not detectives here at Verbal Graffiti unless there are boobs involved and or vagina. So, Alec Baldwin, you know who owes you a thank you? Mark Sanchez. We'll do it for you. We will be the mediary between the two of you. Mediary? Is that a word? Mediator between the two of you. Mark Sanchez, Alec Baldwin, thank you. You're welcome. Now let's move forward to all of us law-abiding citizens of America and whatever country you're in right now. Breast augmentation. Let's talk about it. Now, I am a big fan. I am a supporter of any babe, and I guess any gentleman, too, that wants to get breast augmentation. I'm not going to get into the actual procedure. I want to talk about the mindset of the babe who is determined. I want to be not just a babe, but a real babe, a real bodacious babe. With augmented breasts. Now, if you watch my reels, and hopefully you do, I put out a reel 6 days a week on all the social medias and here at YouTube. What I do, I just take the podcast, I find like a short 10, 20-second clip, add some B-roll, some music, some sound effects, and I jazz it up to make it more entertaining than my weirdo voice that I have. So, if you know what I'm talking about, I make these reels, and a lot of times within the reel, within whatever I'm talking about, I'll use a comment from a babe, from like another video that I saw. So I spend a lot of time scouring through YouTube, looking for interviews of babes that I find attractive. They say something funny or stimulating, or just they have an entertaining soundbite, and I'll cut that up in Final Cut Pro. Then I'll save it. I have a saved file with like hundreds of comments from interviews that I've taken clips from that I can insert into my reels that I make each week. So the last week or two, normally I'm looking for the smut stars on all the hub sites and, ladies who work in the industry, ladies of the night, strumpets, which we all love here at Verbal Graffiti, and so does the B-Man. Even though I don't subscribe to any of them. We've talked about that. But so I started watching videos testimonials of babes who have gotten breast augmentation. And there are a lot of them on the internet, on YouTube. And just the ladies with 10, 20-minute videos, hopefully in 4K, talking about their experience about getting, becoming a member of the itty-bitty titty community into a babe with augmented breast. And they'll go into their mindset why they wanted to get titties, and the research they went into it, and how they feel after, and how the recovery is. It's just the whole spectrum. It's a before and after shot. Before you were a babe and after you became a babe, and everything in between that went from going from flat chest to whoa, hubba hubba. So, and honestly, I'm watching these videos just to find the perfect, the sound bites that I could use in reels and future reels that I put out. But, you watch 5, 10 of these videos of different babes, but there are similarities, variables that are in each and every one of these videos that I picked up on. One of which was, they all knew early on in their life. And when I say early, I'm saying like post-puberty, pre-high school graduation. The sweet spot being like 14 to 15 to 16-year-old, girls, teenage girls. They knew pre-18 that they were going to get the fake titties. Almost every single interview or vlog or podcast that I listened to, this was a common theme. This was not something they decided to do later on in life. And when I say later on in life, let's say hypothetically at age 30. Now, maybe they did get the real titties at age 30, but it was in their mind since age 15, and whatever reasons for life. Maybe it took later on in life, but a lot of these babies, it was pretty fucking early. It was like, hey, 19, they walk across the stage, get their high school diploma, and then go straight to the plastic surgeon to become a real woman with real bodacious boobies. And I found that peculiar, not peculiar. It's just like, oh, that's interesting. Like, that is interesting to me, because I always, but when you're 14, 15, 16 years old, I get it as a babe. Like, every day you wake up, you shower, you're looking, you're hoping, right? You're praying, you're doing some type of rain dance to get, to become a woman, to get the jigglers, because you want those, because some of your friends at school have them, and then maybe they're getting attention that you're not getting because she has, her parents have better genes than your genes, therefore she has boobies and you're yet to get them. But I just found I found that interesting. Like, I always thought it was, I don't know, maybe you're 19, you're 20, and you kind of, you accept the reality that, these are not going to come, so I might need to go see a plastic surgeon to start saving money, beg my parents for money to get, to become a woman, a real woman. But I never thought, and upon reflection, because once I found out this thing, like babes who get implants, it's the thought of getting those implants percolates, let's say, age 15. But I always thought, until like right now, that when you're 15, you could still get boobs after 15 naturally. Like, through puberty, they come in. So I just found it odd that, at 15, some of these babes, like, maybe the boobs did come in naturally, but then they would still go ahead and get the implants. Like, I understand. You're 15, you're flat-chested, you look like all the other boys in 9th, 10th grade, and you say, I'm going to get implants. When I'm 18 and I'm legal, I'm going to get implants. And if you stay flat chested and then, you become legal and you get the money, then you get the implants. You accept your fate. Like, okay, I'm 22. I'm flat chested. I'm a little Chinese boy. It's time to take matters into my old hands and give my body to a plastic surgeon and, with the money transfer. But, some of these babes, and some of them even said it. It's like, 14, 15 years old. I told my mom, I'm paraphrasing what some of these babes said in these podcast vlogs, post breast implants, but they would talk about when they were younger. Like, I told my mom when I was 15, I'm going to get boobs. I want big boobs. And then they get that thought, that want would stay with them. But then some of them, they're 15, flat-chested, let's say age 17, 18, 19, like they would get nice, healthy B cups, a nice, healthy babe, or maybe even C cups, but they would still get the implants because it was on their mind. No. Like, I want boobs, but I want big boobs. So what I'm realizing and what I'm surmising from all the research that I've done, and yes, maybe this could be a PhD college dissertation. Well, I'll call Southern Connecticut State University, talk to the dean there. Maybe I can do a PhD study program on this, and I'll put a whole 300-page paper and get it peer reviewed and all that bullshit. But I'll get back to you on that. But my summation, my hypothesis, through listening and watching all these interviews and podcasts and vlogs via YouTube, is that when the babes were 15, there was no change in their mind. And most people who get implants, babes that is, they're not just getting. Most of them are not going from just flat chest to light B. And maybe this is just the innocence of the B man not recognizing this right away before doing all this research. But it's no. They're gonna when a 15-year-old girl, not yet a babe, a girl says, I'm gonna get breast implants, she's going for the real ones. She's going for the ones that are D and above. D and above. Some would say double D. A girl's not going to go from B to a C. Sorry, a babe. She's going from a low B to a healthy, full-handed, whole hand cup, D cup. So that's my first. That was my first thing that I noticed, picked up on, summation. If that is the correct term, I don't think it is. My second. It's not really, I don't think I could put this in my dissertation at Southern Connecticut State University if I ever did a study on this. It's amusing. And I might be the only one who I might actually be. And this is not hyperbolic when I say this. I might be the B-man, that is, the only person who has watched 10 plus videos of babes talking about their breast augmentation who is not interested in getting breast augmentation himself. Because I got to assume the most people watching videos on YouTube, testimonials about breast augmentation, are interested in getting titties. Now, I have no interest in putting. I'm interested in getting titties, but not on my own body. So I'm probably the only guy on the entire internet who's watched 10 plus videos, 20-minute long plus videos of babes talking about their new boobs that they've gotten. And I'm probably I'm not the what do they call it? I'm not the target audience for breast augmentation videos on YouTube. I'm not. Probably 15-year-old girls. It's probably 20-year-old girls in college. It's probably 25-year-olds who just got divorced and have very low self-esteem. And are like, how can I change my stance in life? Breast augmentation. Not the B-man. That's why I'm different. I'm looking at trying to find a funny clip to use in my reels at a later unknown date. But one thing, when you watch these videos, and again, I'm assuming most of you will not watch these videos. That's why I gotta tell you what I notice in these videos, these breast augmentation testimonials, is that there's two roads that these babes go down. Let me explain. Road one they start off it's very professional. It's almost, it's doctor language. It's very therapist, woke, a lot of disclaimers up front in the video talking about, and when I say this, what I'm getting at here is the opening, like 10 minutes of their video will be like, well, this was my decision. This is why I wanted to get breast augmentation. I had self-esteem before I got the breast implants, and don't let anything I say about my breast implants and the effect it's had on my life make you make a haste decision on whether or not to get breast implants. And I just, every time I open up one of those with, it's like, give me a news, hang me. I don't want, who gives a fuck? I want a babe that comes correct and keeps it a buck with the B-Man and all of us here at Verbal Graffiti and all my fans, legions of us. 52 subscribers via YouTube, and thank you very much for the subscription to our channel. It'd be fun. Be real with us. And then there were a few who were real, who were just like, I want big tits. I want to look better in a dress. I want to be able to wear Victoria's Secret bras. I want to have cleavage. I want to get the attention on me, and I'm happy I did. And those real ones, those real babes who were just up front about why they wanted to get boobs. It wasn't this tragic story about, I had a little lump in my boob, so I thought, well, let me get the mastectomy right away and get the implants. Like, nah. You wanted the boobs. You were lucky enough to find a lump, so that gave you the excuse to get the implants. What I love is the babe and the babe, and if there really is, they're polar opposites. If you watch enough of these videos, these testimonials, there are the babes who are very PC, who tell you, I did a lot of research. I talked to a lot of former patients. I went on all these forums on the internet. I talked about it with my parents. And again, it had nothing to do with my self-esteem. I loved myself before I got the implants, and I love myself just as much after I got the implants and look more attractive. Bullshit. And I know it's bullshit because I'm a person. I know, but then I know it's bullshit because there are a few babes who are just real, like, I felt inadequate being a flat-chested semi-babe. I wanted to be a real babe, so I went out, put money on the table, gave the plastic surgeon $10,000, and he made me a real woman. And now I feel great, and I love them. And it would move them, and it's YouTube, so they're not showing them, but they'll show them. That's another thing too that kind of perturbed the B-man. If you're going to go on YouTube and shoot a video talking about your breast augmentation, wear a low-cut blouse. I cannot tell you how many testimonials I watched where the babe would have on a loose-fitting sweater or hoodie. It's like, hon, you're putting up a video talking about your boobs. Like, that is the title of your video is breast augmentation testimonial. You gotta let us see what got augmented. A loose-fitting hoodie. That ain't the clothing for this video topic. So if you're going to get breast implants and talk about it on the internet, I implore you, when you do so, wear a blouse that lets us know that you got some jigglers on you. So that's another thing I picked up. And is there anything more else I want to say? I did learn a lot. I did learn a lot about breast implants. They call them gummies. I guess up until recently, I don't know, maybe 5 years ago, you would get the saline or the silicone breast implant, and if it popped, the liquid would just go into your breast and into your body, and that could be very dangerous. But now they have this, I think they call them gummies, but they're gel. So when they pop, like the liquid doesn't like ooze out. It just the implant itself just kind of it's almost like shatterproof glass. That's what they've done with these implants now. So when you get if you the more modern day breast implants, yes, they're still saline and silicone, but they're almost shatterproof. Like they can shatter, but when they do, it just kind of crunches together instead of spills out. Yeah, it's like shatterproof glass. Like, yeah, it shatters, but it doesn't go all over the place. So that it's much safer for the body if it does pop. So I am glad for women's health that we're making strides with breast implants, and so should all of you, because health first here at Verbal Graffiti. Okay, that's enough. We just talked. Holy shit, we just talked about. Okay, I just talked about breast implants for 20 minutes. So what we're going to do is, you know what? No. We're just going to do one. Yeah. You know, fuck it. Let's do. We're fluid here. We're fluid here at Verbal Graffiti. So what we're going to do, maybe I'll put an intermission when I do the editing, but we're just going to do one. Yeah, let's just go into the Reddit post. See how long it takes. Maybe we'll end the episode there, or maybe we'll talk about the second Reddit post that I have for this episode. We're gonna feel it out. We're gonna feel it out here at Verbal Graffiti. I feel good. I'm wearing pink. I got a little pocket square. That's right. You can wear a pocket square without wearing a jacket. You have a pocket, right? And your button-down shirt. All you gotta put a little pocket square in there, and suddenly you're dressed up. You're bedazzled. People will look, wow, nice, wow, pocket square. Wow, you're really dressed up. It's like, no, I'm not. Almost literally I have a tissue in my pocket, or what do they call? What do they call? It's not tissue. It's a guys used to wear them. I don't know, it's a pocket square, but it's it's like the tissue that you could rewash again and again. It's very disgusting. It's what the fuck do you call that? What the fuck is that called? It's the napkin. I don't remember the word. Let me know down in the comments. You know what the word is. I know what it is. I just can't remember it. All right, let's get into an actual Reddit post that I found to discuss. This comes from the subreddit sex without the E. All right. I love it when men come really fast. It's the ultimate ego boost. Oh, is it? Tell us now. A girl posting, I don't understand why people always harp on about how a man needs to last a long time in the bedroom. Every time that happens to me, I get offended. Capital letters, offended. So you know she's serious. Am I not sexy enough for you to bust immediately? I recently hooked up with this dude, and less than a minute after taking my panties off, he came. He kept apologizing, but I was like, damn, I must be irresistible. Thanks, guy. Afterwards, he went down on me, then we fucked again, so it's not like I got less pleasure out of it. Unless we've been married a decade, if a guy is taking more than 20 minutes to splooge, I start getting seriously low self-esteem seem. To be honest, any other girlies feel this way? Well, first off, my name is the B-Man. I'm not just some guy. I'm a little disappointed you did not remember my name, even though I did bust very early with you. But again, my name is the B-Man, and thank you for not being offended for the B-Man hawking my dick loosely so quickly in you. Yes, again. This babe is based. She's 100% correct. Her mindset. She should be the CEO of any Fortune 500 company because she understands time equals money, and that's what you want from your CEO. And it's what every John should want from their lover. But she's absolutely correct in her thinking. Like it is funny. Like all you hear about from the babes is I want a guy who could last, last forever. The last thing you want is a 1 minute man. And there's so many babes, so many dum-dums in their group chat, just texting to all their other girlies going, oh yeah, I got a real one. My John was dicking me down all night long. And well, where did that leave you, hun? It left you all dreary-eyed, tired, just struggling to get throughout the day. You're walking with a limp when what you should really be is complaining that your band dicked you down all night. What you should want is what our babe here likes. You want a John. You want to be in a relationship married to a John that busts so early, so quickly that the two of you can get 7.5 hours of sleep each night and be refreshed when you wake up. The last thing you want or should want is a guy who dicks you down for hours. And honestly, like this babe says here, do you not start questioning yourself as a babe, implants or no implants? The longer a guy is inside of you without going, that should make you question your vagina. All right, the longer he takes the bust, the more damning that is to your vagina. Because if it takes him 20 plus minutes to go and give you a cream pie, that's very telling. That should tell you that your vagina feels like sandpaper, is no better than a dripping kitchen faucet. That's honestly what that's telling you. And if your if your John is taking that long to bust, you don't got a good one between your legs. I don't want to be the one to break it to you, but your guy is telling you that. Like literally, there should be some type of scale. We should have some type of, there should be like a time limit, right? Like an hourglass. You turn it over. You start, you do the foreplay, hopefully. This is all consensual, of course, but you do the foreplay, you bite into the neck, he's diddling, he's munching you out, you're sucking him off, you're grabbing each other's cheeks, you're slapping each other, you're licking, you're blowing, you're teasing, you're pulling the panties off, and you get to it. There's P, there's V. You start inserting, and that's when the clock starts. Each minute that guy is inside of you, hopefully you know his name, unlike our lady in this post. But each minute he's inside of you without says that each minute. You lose a point on the beautiful scale. So the beauty scale from you're either a 0 to a 10, 10 you're the hottest ever, a 0, you're the ugliest. I'm not going to say someone's name, but you're just an ugly, right? If he busts in a minute, you're a 9. If he busts in 2 minutes, you're an 8. After 10 minutes, that you have to admit to yourself that your vagina, you're a slump buster. That's what you are. You're an ugly. The only reason why he's in you is because he got to get rid of his slump. If he lasts 20 minutes inside of you, he's thinking of his ex. That's the only thing he can do to prevent his wiener from getting soft. And you know that. If he lasts longer than 30 minutes, if he's still railing you after 30 minutes of fucking real insertion, you need to think about becoming an asexual because your vagina ain't it, right? It's malfunctioning. That pussy be stank. You don't got a good one. Like if a guy can fuck you for 30 plus minutes without him going, 30 minutes without your man going, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That tells me that your vagina ain't working any better than a fleshlight that's low on battery. That's a vagina on the clearance rack. We could find your vagina at Rent-A-Center. That's how worthless your vagina is. So you actually don't want a man to last long inside of you. You want a man hawk his dick loogie accidentally inside you, give you the pie, and profusely apologize for not being a real man with you, a real John with you. So this lady is absolutely correct. I am with her 100%. And I'm sure all those Johns watching and listening right now wish our babes were like this babe, or had the mindset of this babe anyway, or her vagina. And that's a whole other, we spent this whole post talking about the lady with the clearance rack vagina. The one that stank, your slit ain't it. Guys last forever inside of you. But on the other end of the spectrum is the real one, is the real babe. The babe who's got the God-given vagina that can trap a guy within minutes. Like, if you have a vagina where he just, he hawks his dick loogie on you or inside of you, like before you even wrap your legs around him, like that's powerful. And that's who this babe is, or hopefully that's who you are if you're a babe. Like that's the vagina you want to have. Like if you have that type of vagina, like that's dangerous. And a tip of my penis to you if you do, because that's the type of vagina that can conquer nations or make other men go out and conquer nations. If you have the 1 minute vagina, making guys bust that quickly, like that equals power. And what scares me, let's up the stakes. That's what frightens the B-man, is this babe in this post. Because if you're one of those unicorns, all right, one of those anime hentai character, you have like a hentai type vagina where like you have that magical vagina that makes guys whimper, they lose control inside of you like instantly, and you have that type of vagina, like that's dangerous, that's frightening, that's powerful. That equals power. Now, as a babe, you got to ask yourself. Now, yeah, you could have an okay, a middle shelf vagina where the guy can stay hard without exploding for 5, 10, 20 minutes, and you get your gasm, which is nice. I've been told. But if you have a real one, the magical one, where the guy just loses control and spooges himself in less than 60 seconds, and you got that, changes. That's not just a game changing. That's world changing. That's hemisphere changing. That's power. And you do a lot of things with that power when you know you got that power between your legs. So all I gotta say to the guy who got with this babe and any other guy who gets with this type of babe, God save us all. God save us all and deliver us from evil. All right, now that was a 35-minute episode. I think we'll hold off on the Reddit post. I had 2 Reddit posts for this episode, which I normally do, but that opening went long. Again, once we start talking about boobs, titties, jigglers, the heavies, the milkers, the love jugs, whatever stupid term you have for them, the female anatomy, yeah, I ramble. The B-man rambles. Go suck a fat one.